I read something that Chris Hemsworth said was his idea to destroy the Hammer and cut his hair for this movie.
Really?
I'll have to send you the link to that article because it was an interesting article. It's like how the director gave him more creative control, and he was like, "Well, let's do this instead." Instead of
Yeah,
just
I
like
heard that
another
too.
third movie, like another third Iron Man movie where just kind of the same shit happens again.
Yeah, I heard that too. I heard they let them. I heard a lot of the movie was improvised, like a lot of the dialogue and stuff
Yeah. All right.
worked out.
Yeah, I don't think this one will take us long because this was
It
the only
was
book I
quick.
read quicker this week was Batman.
Yeah, it was really quick.
Well, then that's because there's no dialogue in Batman. At least the art
No,
looked good.
couple cats, couple bats, and that's about it.
I can't read that anymore. It takes me out of the story.
I'm so dumb, so sick of
I
that
know.
shit.
It's annoying. All right, here we go. All right, guys, welcome to another edition of the Marvel Minute. I'll have to count these up one day to see what number we're at. Because I would say it's probably getting near, altogether, maybe close to 100. I'm not sure. But anyway, I digress. We're here to talk about, me and Trevitt, Captain America number 695, right?
Yes, 695.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of these legacy books are like 95. I've started to notice, like,
Yeah.
I for some reason I thought Miles was 295. It's not. It's 234. But like, a lot of them are real close to a big milestone number here, and that's where we're at with Captain America. 700 around the corner, and we got the credits that are a little confusing this week. It says storytellers in the comic book: Mark Waid and Chris Samney. Color artist Matthew Wilson. So I assume Waid did most of the writing, and then Samney just kind of, he had like free reign to do what he wanted with the art and kind of like fill in some gaps of what Waid wrote, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what storyteller means really.
It was like
that's
that.
what I'm getting at.
It was like that in Black Widow, because sometimes you'd have like 8-9 pages with no dialogue, so the art would tell the story instead of like the dialogue.
I got you. Yeah, that happens here a few times too, but not for such a long stretch. But anyway, yeah, Captain America beat out Guardians and Power Pack, I think I threw up there.
Yep.
So this was the winner. And I'm getting better at remembering the books we put up there. Actually, lately, the last 3 weeks, I think I've nailed it. But regardless, we're going to get into our blurb here, spit the bit about this book, which probably will not take too long, and then tell you what we thought about it in our world famous buy, borrow, or forget it altogether format. So here we go. Well, to the joy of almost everyone, we're done dealing with 2 Captain Americas running around, and at the same time, and back to putting our focus on an old classic Steve Rogers character. So after the events of Secret Empire, what everyone wants to know is, what is Cap up to and where will this story take us? So let's stop wasting our time and find out. So yeah, I mean, right off the bat, if you don't know Captain America's origin, you have somehow managed to avoid the 3 movies with his name on it in any comic in your entire lifetime. They give you a quick rundown here. All the way up until the point. Yeah, they get him out of the ice, or find him in the ice. They don't get him out just yet, but then we turn the page and we get some sweet action shot of Cap kneeing somebody in the face and his shield taking out 2 more guys across the neck and the face, as it probably ends up bouncing right back to him. We turn the page from here and we find out he's fighting a group called Rampart. Now, I looked them up, and these seem to be new guys. I couldn't find anything except DC-related stuff about Rampart.
So they're just made up for this issue?
Yeah, I think so. And they're currently all in the town of named Burlington, Nebraska, where kind of this Rampart group has taken control of this police station, and Cap's come to put them down and rescue anybody who's held hostage by them. And there happened to have been a field trip in the police station at this point in time, so he's out to save some kids and stuff and teachers. He comes across just a couple of kids kind of separated from the rest of the group, And, he runs over this line that'll become a little more important later on down the road, where he says to the girl, please, protect this boy because, you're bigger than him. And that's what we do. The bigger people protect the smaller people. So you get some, classic Cap references and dialogues, just being like, in general, a good dude. You know what I'm saying? That this shady personality we've dealt with for the last year and a half, 2 years with Secret Empire.
Yeah, the classic ideals.
Yeah, so that's a good, refreshing feeling. And then Cap starts taking out all these different Rampart guys in different ways, punching them, using the shield. Gets them to shoot at each other with I don't know, their concussion guns or whatever the hell they got. At one point, kind of things get a little crazy, and this guy gets the drop on Cap about to shoot at him. And the girl he said to protect the boy. The people in my house are going crazy currently. I don't know if you can hear that. But anyway, this little girl he says to protect the boy steps in front of Cap, like, defending Cap. And he's like, yeah, I appreciate it. But I'm stronger than you, and it's my job to protect you. So he takes out this guy who's threatening them and, wraps this girl in the American flag, solves the situation. The police take over from there, and he heads out of Burlington, Nebraska. So this is a scene in the past, not necessarily. Is it when he first got out of the ice? Are they saying it's only been 10 years or what?
I think, yeah, when it happened, it was like a little bit right after where he got out of the ice, because nobody knew who he was yet.
Yeah, still getting to know everybody. He wasn't, this big figurehead of America yet. So yeah, he leaves Burlington, Nebraska, population 6,319, and then 10 years later returns there and sees that it is now renamed Captain America, Nebraska. So yeah, he enters this town. You're kind of wondering why he's returned, and all will be revealed in time, basically. So he ends up walking through this 10th annual Captain America celebration, like festival, lawn fete this town puts on every year. And then we just basically get I don't know, it's not really filler pages. It's letting you know Cap's still a good guy. He's just interacting with the people kind of under disguise. This little boy, he's like, you're him, you should enter the lookalike contest. Not necessarily calling him Steve Rogers, Captain America, but just saying you look so much like him, you'd probably win this contest. And he goes to eat some dogs with relish and mustard, 2 big boys. And then he kind of he catches this toy shield thrown at him by this little girl. So this is just some random things going down here in the middle of the book. Is this the lookalike contest that starts going down with people like telling stories about how they've been inspired by Captain America and what they did as a result? So you get like 3 or 4 different stories about that. And then this kind of Kevin Smith looking dude with long hair gets interrupted and he gets 100% backhanded bitch slapped across the face by these Rampart guys that have, I don't know, invaded the stage, I guess you could say. I don't know why I thought this guy looked like Kevin Smith. Like, Kevin Smith doesn't have long hair, but it looks like him to me. Anyway, they take over the microphone, and they kind of go on a semi-Hydra-y speech about how they've returned. Yeah, 10 years later, and they're here to usher in a new era of America, I guess. I don't know. They want to take over America and run the country. So these guys start pulling their guns out and, I don't know, look like they're about to open up fire on the crowd. That's not really a way to get the people on your side to take over the country. But out of nowhere, the Cap shield comes flying through, takes out all their guns, like kind of halves them. And Cap pulls off his button up and his jeans, and he's got his suit on and throws his helmet on. I don't know where he was keeping that, but he puts it on and takes on the Rampart. I always want to call him Rampage. I don't know why. When I was typing these notes, I kept typing Rampage, but it's Rampart. And they're just, I don't know, they're in like half hockey helmets. they kind of dress a little like think of like the classic Hydra look, but it's red and black instead of green and yellow a little bit, and it's not an H. It's kind of like it's not an R either. It's just, I don't know, a design on their chest. So yeah, they get in a little bit of a fight and they surround Cap, kind of dogpile him, and then he does the classic superhero bust out with an uppercut move. I don't really know what you call it, where you kind of like punch everyone at once and they go flying.
Yeah,
and
shield.
Yeah, and then he grabs like somebody that's not totally unconscious, and man, I'm still a little sick here. Tries to get some information out of him. I thought this dude was biting a cyanide tooth at first from the look of his face. But what, he sets off like a suicide bomb here or something, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because he like he grabs his button and Cap gets behind the shield so it doesn't hurt him. But yeah, I think this guy just blew himself to pieces. There's like a big hole crater in the ground. And you know, with the rest of the guys all unconscious or either destroyed in the blast, everyone starts thanking Cap for saving the day. Is this the girl he gave the flag to that makes a reappearance at the end 10 years later?
Yeah. That's who it is.
Yeah, so she's like wearing the flag, all grown up, that he gave her 10 years prior to. Kind of salutes everyone on his way out of town, and it says the end. I did forget to mention, though, that like Cap does kind of address the people before he heads out of town, and he's like, you know, I didn't mean to deceive anybody. I kind of came here because I had information that these guys were going to reappear, and I just wanted to knock it out, take care of it real quick before it turned into something bigger.
I tend to get a little self-conscious when people make a fuss.
Yeah, there's some funny, like borderline corny, but not eye roll corny. You know what I'm saying? It's just like good-hearted Captain America dialogue, I guess you could say.
Yeah, classic Cap, something that everybody's been wanting for a while now.
It's definitely like I don't know, interchangeable with 70s style Captain America issue. Like it's just real classic feeling. Like the art kind of has like it's Samney, but it has like a little bit of an Archie flavor to it, I would say, like classic Archie flavor style, like old timey looking. I don't know if this Rampart is going to be a continuing story or if Cap just like solved the problem here in one issue, because it does say the end. I don't know if he's just like
I think
hard traveling heroing on his way, and going to deal with a new problem next issue or not. It doesn't really lead you to believe things either way. It looks like maybe Taskmaster by the sword he's holding. Is that Taskmaster sword or no? For the cover of the next issue.
I don't know. I mean, it says the swordsman strikes. It could be Taskmaster's sword, but
yeah,
you know, lately they've been showing that ultimate Taskmaster sword instead of and passing it off as the regular Taskmaster.
Looks more like a He-Man sword.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, buy, borrow, or forget. I mean, it was a fun book. It was definitely 100 like a 180 from the Captain America you've been getting lately. So if you're looking for a total change of pace, it's definitely there for you. It's I don't know, I'm bordered between buy and borrow. It's definitely not forget at all. But I think it's a buy for now. But I could see the like one shot, just classic Captain America thing if a longer running story doesn't start threading itself through the issues, becoming a borrow. But for right now, it was kind of the taste in your mouth you were desiring after the long Secret Empire, extravaganza that we've dealt with for seemingly what felt like forever, since the end of Civil War.
Jesus.
Yeah. So in that reason, I enjoyed it. And it was, a good one shot to get everything back on track. And I think a story will develop next issue probably. So I'm going to lean towards a buy. I really like the art too. I was iffy about it at first, but I really did enjoy it by the end of the issue. The action shots and stuff, like it's really easy to follow and enjoyable in its simplicity. So yeah, I had fun with this issue actually. I would say it's a buy. What about you?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I was trying to think the other day. I was like, how long was that Nick Spencer Captain America run? Because there was only 19 issues, and then towards the end it got bi-weekly, so it was like pretty much a year. But it felt like it was 2. So
yeah, I know. I did the Hail Hydra issue. I was still doing the Marvel Minute by myself at that point. Like you hadn't joined me, so I did the. I think was it issue 1 of that Cap run or like issue 6 that he ended up saying the Hail Hydra.
The Hail Hydra, I think it was issue 1.
Okay, yeah. So I did that one. I was still doing the Marvel Minute by myself. So that's how long ago it was. Because I feel like we've been doing these together for like a year and a half. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a long time.
Went on forever. This was definitely really refreshing. I like that you get the little, not that anybody does not know Captain America's fucking origin, but just in case you don't, or just in case you haven't read Cap in the past couple of years because the Nick Spencer wasn't your thing, you get like a nice 1-page refresher, what happened.
Yeah.
And then you get an old story, like just like an old time Captain America story. The art does kind of look like art. It gives me that Archie feel, that old timey feel. And what I like is, even though it's a one-shot, and even though like you're not going to see these Rampart guys again, probably, or maybe down the road, who knows, but probably not because it says the end at the end. But
yeah, I know.
But it at the same time, it shows you what you're gonna be getting, like him traveling from place to place, just helping people out on the way to like trying to get back to basics and back to square one after everything that happened to him over the course of the Secret Empire arc, or it didn't happen to him technically. So I really enjoyed it. It's definitely a buy for me.
Yeah. Were there a few weird parts too where it came off like nobody knows Steve Rogers without his Captain America stuff on, that they're one and the same? Like there were some weird parts where it still feels like everyone's sorting out remembering Captain America. Did you get that or no?
Yeah, like in the present time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the present time, it was kind of weird. I mean, think about Nebraska. I mean, I was thinking about that when I was reading it, and I was like, if you've ever like seen Nebraska, that place is kind of like cut off from the rest of the world, so it's almost believable, like oh god, what the hell was that name of that movie? Remember Napoleon Dynamite? Like all those people, like it took place in like it took place in the mid 2000s, but it still looked like it was in the 90s or like the late 80s, because like people out there are like a little behind. So maybe they don't know.
I can roll with that. I'm fine with that. Other than a few just like weird tonal issues, like you're not sure if everyone remembers his history, or maybe they're all just still confused after the Secret Empire stuff that occurred. It was a fun issue. I think if you're looking, you avoided the Secret Empire stuff, waiting for Cap to get back on track, this is where he gets back on track, and you'll like what you read it.
I saw someone complain on like in a comment section somewhere where they were like, why do they have to choose white supremacists? They're giving white supremacists a bad name. And I was like, what?
Yeah, those people are a little crazy. You see some weird shit on the internet. But yeah, we're going to wrap this one up, guys. The vote will, again, for next week be up on Monday for 3 new legacy issues. We try to put the new ones up for at least until all the books are officially released and out. So you might not see any repeats for a while. It's not because we hate those books or we're avoiding them. We're just trying to get everybody the info on the new ones. But yeah, we're going to end this party. I'm going to head off to see Thor. Talk next week. Trevitt, if you're looking for him on Twitter, where can they find you?
You can find me at Afronaddict.
And I'm at Beamer3660. Party's over, guys. We'll talk next week. Peace out.